The truth is finally bursting out from the fragile seams of that rat trap trailer in Pictou County, Nova Scotia, where Lilly and Jack Sullivan lived with their mother, Malehya Brooks-Murray, and their pseudo-stepdad, Daniel Martell. The 6-year-old and 4-year-old were reported missing on Friday, May 2nd of 2025. Since then, strangers on YouTube and on Facebook have been praying for Lilly and Jack's safe return. Their mother, Malehya, has mostly been silent and unseen. Lilly and Jack's paternal grandmother, Belinda Gray, told the Globe newspaper that when she found out Malehya left the property in Pictou County after the kids went missing, her heart sank because it told her that Malehya knew the kids weren't coming back. Hi, I'm T. This is Bed Crime Stories podcast. Do me a favor, please smash that like button. Please subscribe to the channel. It only takes a few seconds to do that, and you can help me so much. The Globe article, which came out today, Friday, painted a vivid picture of what life was like for Lilly and Jack over the past few months. The article described money woes and concerns from teachers about Lilly and Jack's welfare. For example, a child protective supervisor in the town of New Glasgow rushed to prepare a memo for Deputy Minister Craig Beaton about Lilly and Jack on the day they disappeared. Clearly, CPS wanted the authorities to be fully aware of the child protection concerns that had been raised. And then 2 weeks later, in mid-May, after the kids were reported missing, another memo was prepared for senior staff in the province's Child Welfare Department. Apparently, the Minister of Opportunities and Social Development, what a title that is, Scott Armstrong, had asked for more information about his department's interaction with Lilly and Jack. Here's what is known about all of this. A social worker visited Malehya and Daniel Martell's trailer in Pictou County over concerns raised by the kids' elementary school several months before their disappearance to assess their home life. Daniel Martell has said that the CPS visit was because of Lilly and Jack's learning difficulties at their school. However, it sounds like that wasn't the full truth. It may have been more about possible child abuse and or neglect. The article said that there were signs that Lilly and Jack's home life was strained. First, they were developmentally behind the other kids. Second, they arrived at school grubby and without proper winter clothing, which led the staff to provide it for them. That is so sad to hear. It's upsetting to hear that these two missing babies were not being properly cared for with baths, with clean and adequate clothing. To me, this spells neglect. And what's really sad is it sounds like the maternal grandmother, or rather the paternal grandmother, Belinda Gray, would have done whatever she could to help Lilly and Jack if only Malehya had reached out. I'd like to know what Daniel's mother, Janie Mackenzie, has to say about all of this. Did she not care enough about Lilly and Jack to try and help them? Did she not notice that they were not clean and they were wearing clothing that wasn't adequate for the winter temperatures? Remember, Janie was right there on the property with the kids and with Malehya and with Daniel. It's hard to believe that she didn't notice any of this stuff. In my opinion, all the adults need to step in if they see neglect like this. It doesn't matter if you ruffle feathers. It is your business. Now, it gets worse. According to the article, last December, little Jack came to school with a black eye, and it was captured in a photo of him posted by the school. So the photo was of a class trip on December 13th of 2024, and the photographer inadvertently captured Jack with a black eye. That occurred 5 months before Jack vanished with his sister Lilly, and it shows him sitting in a forest with a green and purple bruise below his left eye. Another photo shows a possible black eye and bruising on Jack's face, and that is in a photo that was taken in September of 2024. Now, that injury, according to Daniel Martell, was caused by Lilly. That's what Daniel says. To me, this is victim shaming, blaming Jack's injuries on his sister Lilly when she's missing, probably because of abuse that may have gone down inside that horrible trailer, and she's not here to defend herself. It's absolutely disgusting. And again, I'm alleging this. Daniel hasn't been charged with any crime yet. Now, according to the article, Daniel did not respond when asked how Jack received the black eye in December. And this seems to be pretty constant behavior with Daniel. He only answers certain questions. He just skips over the hard ones that we ask. He just ignores them. He doesn't refer to them. He just doesn't answer them. But according to the article, Daniel did say in a private Facebook chat that Jack had many black eyes, saying one time Lilly punched Jack in the face. Oh, really, Daniel? How convenient. Blame it on the missing sister who's only 6 years old. Personally, I doubt that Lilly was aggressive toward Jack, and if she really was, which again I doubt, it's probably because Daniel and Malehya, maybe, allegedly, were hurting her. Daniel Martell, in my opinion, is a crap liar. He lacks the self-awareness to see how transparent he is and how obvious it is when he's lying. I'm here to tell you, Daniel, we see you. And if you laid hands on those kids, you are a freaking coward of a man. And in fact, you're not even a man, because a grown-ass man with a heart would never, ever pick on a child, a vulnerable child, a woman, or anyone else who can't fight back. And guys, remember, we know that Daniel has also said that 6-year-old Lilly had a black eye when she and Jack went missing. Daniel said Lilly got it from a Tonka truck that somehow leapt up and smacked her in the eye. That's another convenient story. It is an ominous thing to hear Daniel mention Lilly having a black eye when she went missing. To me, it sounds like Daniel's worried that if the kids are to be found, although if they're found now, I don't know if that evidence would still be there. But if they had black eyes and bruises, this would be Daniel's way to explain that Lilly did it, not him and not Malehya. Again, it's my opinion. He hasn't been charged, and neither has Malehya. The article goes on to say that the family was under pressure. Daniel had been cut back to 1 shift a week at the sawmill. We knew that. His car apparently was not running because it needed repairs that he couldn't afford. So he had to rely on his uncle, who was also at the mill, to take him to work. He also had to rely on Malehya, who apparently her maternal grandmother had helped her buy a white Nissan SUV. Now, knowing that she had a Nissan SUV that was in working order makes me wonder why she didn't grab the kids and get the hell out of Dodge away from that dilapidated trailer and that man-boy that she called her partner. Now, Daniel's father, Earl, who lives nearby, said that he bought the couple groceries and gas and provided firewood to heat the trailer. Daniel, however, has denied having money problems, and apparently he told friends he was getting into investing and turning his life around after a divorce. The article also stated that child support payments from Jack and Lily's bio dad, Cody Sullivan, had stopped when he lost his job. So Malehya was without her child support money, and she was also without her Canada Child Benefit check, which is known as a baby bonus apparently, which should have been around $1,900 a month. And it was halted because, get this, Daniel Martell hadn't filed his taxes, which were due on April 30th. So I think having baby Meadow, they received a baby bonus, which was $1,900 a month, but they stopped getting the money because Daniel couldn't be bothered, even though he only works one shift a week at the mill, to do his taxes. Again, he's a man boy. To me, Malehya and Daniel, and maybe Cody too, although he was paying child support, so I'm impressed that he was doing that, even though he wasn't seeing his kids. He was abiding by the law and paying the money when he could. But all of these people seem like kids posing as parents. They are not the type of people who are responsible grown-ups. A 6-year-old and a 4-year-old born into this mess. It seems like Lilly and Jack didn't stand a chance. So what have we got going on here? We've got possible child abuse going on. We've got alleged drug use. We've got extreme money problems. We've got a rickety trailer, which sounds like it was rent-free. So that's one bonus, no rent to pay. We've also got Malehya accusing Daniel of being controlling. Malehya claims he would hold her down and take her phone, and he wouldn't allow her to go anywhere or do anything. But listen, he was working one shift at that mill, and she did have a car that was running. So why didn't she just grab the kids and get in the car and leave on the one day he was working? She could have done that. It sounds like Belinda would have taken her in. Maybe her mother would have taken her in. Maybe that maternal grandmother who helped her buy the SUV. It sounds like Malehya did have options. And the article talks about something we'd already heard about. Malehya has claimed that Daniel hid a drug addiction from her for nearly the first year of their relationship. But again, in my opinion, that should have been a non-negotiable for Malehya. No drugs around the kids. So if there are drugs, you get in your white Nissan SUV and you leave this godforsaken, chaotic property and the man-child posing as a grown-up. But again, Daniel also denies ever having a drug problem. However, he has admitted, according to this article, that he took methamphetamines and pretty much everything else. He's also confided that he recently started attending Narcotics Anonymous 3 times a week, and he's taking a variety of online classes, including one on anger management. Now, who takes these classes unless somebody's telling you that you have to if you want to see your baby Meadow? And who takes the classes if they don't have a drug problem? So the reason he's doing this is to clear his name for CPS. Daniel wants custody of Meadow. By the way, Daniel complained to the Globe that people in the community stare at him They give him dirty looks whenever he goes out in public. When Daniel went to look at a used car, apparently the salesman snatched the keys from him when he realized that he was Lilly and Jack's stepfather. Sounds like the people of Nova Scotia do not take kindly to little kids going missing under very suspicious circumstances. Now keep in mind that Lansdowne station apparently only has about 100 residents. You'd think they all know each other. Maybe they already had other reasons for not liking Daniel Martell. One poignant detail in the article was that apparently Jack told his maternal grandfather, Henry Brooks, that he loved him the last time he saw him. Again, so very sad. And why didn't grandfather Henry, if he saw the conditions of Lilly and Jack, why didn't he step in? Or didn't he notice anything? Belinda Gray talked about wishing she'd pushed harder to see Lilly and Jack. She feels that Lilly and Jack looked very thin in recent photos, I have to agree, and possibly malnourished with dry, cracked lips. All I can say is that poor Lilly and Jack seem to have been failed by pretty much everyone, although somebody at their school did try to get help by writing that report up. After reading this article, I have to say I feel that maybe Lilly and Jack were thrown down a mine shaft, along with all the evidence of potential physical abuse, things like maybe bloody bedding and clothing. I hate to say that, but apparently this area has a lot of mine shafts. And if we believe the article, that a neighbor said she heard a car going from the trailer out to the road something like 6 times on Thursday night, basically midnight, up until 5 a.m., that is a very disturbing detail. And in my opinion, it points to foul play if it's true. And somebody was taking something from the trailer somewhere else, and they did it like 6 times because the car went and came and went and came. So if we think about that and we factor in the bruises, the black eyes, the dirty clothing, the lack of appropriate winter attire, possible malnourishment, the financial powder keg that was going on inside that trailer, the alleged control issues of Malehya being controlled by Daniel. Sadly, it all tells a story. And in my opinion, that is something bad happened to Lilly and Jack. And it was likely something physical. And I think it's something that led to their deaths, tragically. And I think the people involved are trying really hard not to be unmasked. But I also think that the truth is coming out, and I will bet that there will be charges in this case. And I think it's going to be more than one person. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Please hit that like button. It's not hard to do. Just put your DNA on that like button. And subscribe to the channel if you enjoy my commentary. And I hope you guys have a lovely Friday night, Saturday night, a lovely weekend. Do something nice for yourselves. We all work so hard, and we have to nurture ourselves. Because I'll tell you, other people aren't going to nurture us. We have to do it ourselves. Take care, and I'll see you next time on Bed Crime Stories. Night, night.